The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
Welcome to another segment of UCW Radio, and this is your host, Lou, a.k.a. Falcon Coparis, and I want to thank all of you again, all our listeners, for the continued support just by tuning in, listening to our special guests, and trust me, they are all special. And today on the show, we're going to have a man that has embarked on a journey in the world of mixed martial arts that may lead him not only to success, but to making history in some respects. He's a 12-year Army veteran, martial artist, and, well, let me just stop there as I have some other things to touch on. Firstly and foremost, before this episode or the interview begins, my condolences go out to the entire Kennedy family for the passing of Ted Kennedy. He was all about the American people, and his passing will be felt for some time to come. And it's just sad because that is yet another member of the American royal family that is lost. So my condolences do go out to the Kennedys, the Shrivers, Schwarzeneggers, and any members of their family. Now, before we bring on our guest, I have to give you some information. Some information that our listeners can actually use, believe it or not. We have a call-in number when the show is live. You can get a pen now, write this down. The number is 323-215-1446. That is 323-215-1446. Even when the show is over, you can actually leave a message, and if it's interesting enough, it'll be part of the show. So you can leave a comment, question, whatever floats your boat. Also, if you're on Twitter, then you can shoot me out some questions or comments while we're live, or even if we're not live, and we'll read them off to you. You can just go to ucwmagazine.com and see who we're going to have on the show, because you'll know who the guest is going to be, and you can actually leave a message or comment or whatever you want to do beforehand, and when the guest is on, we'll try to read some stuff off or try to pose your question. My Twitter name is Louis Velazquez. That's LOUISVELAZQEZ. Follow me and ask away. And now, without further ado, let me patch in a man that has created, is the founder of the MMA Fight Council. He has an impressive advisory board. He's going to have a very impressive contingent of people that will be helping him to bring it to the next level. Here is Aaron Richman, founder of the MMA Fight Council. Aaron, welcome to UCW Radio. I want to thank you for taking some time today to talk about the MMA Fight Council, what you have going on, your missions, the whole organization. I know you're away with your family, so I appreciate you actually taking the time today, because I know you're kind of busy.
Oh, Lou, it's my pleasure. Thank you, and yes, I'm enjoying some time with family this week. It's awesome, so hopefully they won't be too distracting in the background, but thanks again. Love your show, and it's a real honor to be here with you today.
Oh, thanks for the kind words, and I'm sure it's not going to be too much of a distraction. Everybody loves kids, don't they?
Well, we'll leave that up to them to decide.
Okay. Aaron, you are the founder, the creator, the developer. You're the man as it relates to the MMA Fight Council. Now, what prompted you to do that? And maybe tell us what the MMA Fight Council actually is, and then I want to know what made you do it.
Okay, absolutely, sure. Try to boil that down to an understandable answer. The MMA, I guess first of all, I should explain. MMA is something that I've been passionate about for 16 years now, since it's come into sort of the consciousness of the U.S. I was in the Army. I spent about 12 years in the Army, and we did our typical hand-to-hand stuff, and I was studying some martial arts, and all of a sudden UFC 1 came around. I think the date was November 12th, 1993, And of course, I got the pay-per-view, and was hooked right away. And certainly, the sport has changed over the last decade and a half significantly. I think mostly for the better, and grown like crazy. And so from then till now, it's just become an increasing passion of mine. The opportunity presented itself over the last couple of years. I've been seriously networking in and around the MMA community, and just looking to make it more than just a passion, but a livelihood, if you will, a business for me, a way of life, something that I could do day in and day out without being in the ring and getting my face punched. And so that
wouldn't be a good thing.
Led me. So yeah, I prefer to do it without getting my face punched. But I really was presented with this opportunity. Have a partner, a gentleman named Paul, who had an idea and presented it to me, and here we are today. What it's become, the MMA Fight Council, is many different things. Honestly, lots of projects under one big umbrella. And one of the pieces is we do have a website, the MMAFightCouncil.com, and we're working on it. I love the look already, but we've still got a major revision that we're in the midst of right now, and then some growth from there. But it's a great starting point. And
but it's not just a web-based organization. This is a real deal organization, So I want you to explain to our listeners, what's going on beyond that, what's going on behind the scenes, because a lot of times, people will they'll look at a website, they'll say, okay, well, this is what it is, but you have a whole story behind it. So why don't you get into that?
Absolutely, sure. So beyond the website, and maybe I'll talk briefly a little bit more about the website shortly, but beyond it is probably where far more is going on than on it. We've got chapters being developed around the country at college campuses, for instance. And basically, just to boil down, everything that we're doing can be summed up in enhancing the fan experience, raising the profile of the sport, and doing anything we can do to promote the welfare of both the sport and the fighters. I mean, that's everything we're doing can be explained in, that sentence or two.
Okay.
But what it is that we're doing now towards that end, we're developing chapters around the country at colleges, college campuses, because those guys and girls love the sport, and so we're looking to have very active face-to-face type chapters in these college campuses where guys would come together to watch fights. Guys would, who knows, maybe have UFC video game tournaments. I mean, have engagements where we bring fighters out to events and have them meet the chapter members and so forth.
Okay.
So there. And you know what? The ideas of the chapter members will likely become more and more what the chapters are doing. So we're not thinking that we have all the answers yet, but we're getting headed in certain directions. We've got country representatives that we're obtaining. We're looking for currently and putting in place. We've got one in Scotland. We have one in England. We probably have one in Italy. We're looking towards the other European countries because, frankly, while MMA is huge in the U.S., it belongs to the people, and the people are all over the world, and those people love the sport just like you and I do, here in the U.S. So we're doing that as well, and the same idea holds true. We're looking to have face-to-face events, gather around pay-per-views. Obviously, their situation's a little bit different in the around the world with what they can see where, but we're going to figure out how to really bring them into the sport more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
And state coordinators, we're actively looking for and recruiting state recruiters to build state chapters of the MMA Fight Council as well. So we're really working hard beyond the website at making this a real organization, and it's happening fantastically. People are excited, they're getting energized, and they're feeling like, wow, I can come together with other people that love what I love, and, this has never happened before. So, yeah, it's being very well received. It's growing a lot. We are other projects that we're doing that are going to have a positive effect on people, on the sport. We're writing a book right now. We're collaboratively. We're having various authors writing on different topics relating to MMA.
Okay.
That book, Planet